Hello and welcome to the Puma in the Cage. Today I will be chatting with a very, very sexy burlesque and drag king act, Lauren Karl. And then there'll be a very good friend of mine, a brilliant stand-up comedian, Byron. And last but not least, a great musical comedian, stand-up comedian, John Long. But before we're meeting my guest today, let's have a look at what I found this week. Best video of this week goes to these three couples that they are missing very much dancing, so they found a way to do it with social distancing. Was brilliant. I don't know why I always get stuck on those doors. Next, a woman who needs a little bit of geography lessons.
Oh, give me a number and your name. Who do you work for?
Stop now,
no, I won't stop here. I've got every right. I'm in a public place. I will record you. You're upsetting my 6-year-old child with autism. She is. What's her attitude problem?
Pressing you. Come with us. Put the phone.
No, I won't. It's for my protection.
Come with us to the car.
Yeah, I will.
We'll talk about it, okay?
You're telling me it's illegal for me to be at this beach when Boris Johnson has said that we can't, that you can?
We're telling you it's different in Wales than it is in England.
Right, so what beach can I go to now then today?
Not in Wales, not one. Not a one.
What do
You're
you
in breach of the travel race as regards to...
So 100%, 100%, that's 100%, that is?
That's 100%.
So there's no way at all that...
travel into Wales across the English...
Oh, do you know I've been here 3 times before?
Yeah, but that was before.
She didn't realise that she wasn't in England anymore. On this note, let's start the show. My first guest is a very, very sexy burlesque and drag king act. Let's meet Lauren Karl. Hello, Lauren. Welcome to the Puma in the Cage.
Woo! Good to be here.
Oh, thank you so much for coming on my show. It's so great to see you. I haven't seen you in ages. How have you been?
It's been a while, but I've been good. I've been busy, as it seems you have as well. So, and of course, you know we're in the time of lockdown. So.
Yeah, this time of lockdown. And have you been doing anything that you never done before that you do now?
Well, I mean, I guess, hey, like everyone, it's like we've all had to make adjustments during this time period. And you probably have noticed this as well, because you do a lot of live stand-up comedy shows. And the main thing is we're used to doing these things live. So I combine magic and burlesque, and I do magic and drag king work. And it's always in the cabaret scene, which is always live. So new things that I've been doing, it's more online shows, because obviously we cannot be, no one's going to pubs and theaters these days, or venues.
They're closed anyway.
They're closed, yeah. So you can't go, you can't get in. No one will be there to let you.
Let's break in. I need the room. I need to do a show.
I need the room, and if I break in, I don't have to pay for it. Perfect. Awesome. I'm not giving anyone ideas, okay?
Let's keep it to ourselves. Our secret. Shh.
Yeah,
don't tell anyone.
Yeah, that's our own thing. And I guess something, so I've been doing online shows, which is, you just have to kind of revamp the act a bit more, so you're really playing to the audience and with camera. And like, let's be honest, I do burlesque. And of course, with the striptease part, we're used to getting a bit of a reaction. And obviously, when you do stuff online, the audience tends to be muted, or else it might mess with your music and stuff. So it's interesting doing some of these things live without getting the normal reaction and feedback that we're used to getting. And I think stand-up comedians are feeling the same way. So it's adjusting to that, but it's nice to be able to reach a lot more people, because I have friends, obviously, as you can tell, I'm not from London, I'm from the States.
Yeah.
So it's nice when friends and family, I guess, could watch from afar. And the other thing I've been working on, I do more stage magic. So I've had the time to really do loads of magic research, and I'm working on a bit of close-up, which it's nice to have the time to do that, because it takes a bit of time to get it perfect. and
I
just
didn't know that you could do magic, because when I met you many years ago now, I met you. You were doing proper stand up. Whether now you do a burlesque, Loretta Fondini, and you
yeah.
also have a drag king, Louis Fondini. But are they brother and sister? These two categories.
Oh, they are half brother and sister. And they,
Oh.
they feud a little bit, as siblings sometimes do. But yeah, well, stand up wasn't working out for me, so I thought if I took my clothes off, maybe I'd get more laughs. That's why I left. No, I'm totally kidding. But I ended up doing a burlesque course about 6 years ago because I was doing stand up before that, and I think I come from an acting background, so I really liked the character work that for instance, my burlesque and drag king stuff, like I'm not the world's most amazing dancer. I'm not like, ooh, insanely super sexy. So mine tend to be very character based. I have magic and I have comedical elements, and mine tend to have a bit more of like a storyline, or it's very heavily character based. My characters and my acts that I come up with, which that's the beauty, I think, about cabaret and burlesque, because I think a lot of people with burlesque, they're like, it just means you take off your clothes. Actually, what it really means is to kind of make a farce out of something or to make fun of. And where it came from, I don't know, maybe in like the Renaissance time, something like that. Women were not allowed to, they were seen as prostitutes, like if they were on stage, or of course taking any kind of clothes off. So where the burlesque and the striptease element came in, because they were making a joke of or making a farce of, because they would wear nipple tassels. So technically they were not naked, but they were really pushing the boundaries of it. So that's where the element of striptease, I think, came into burlesque, which is what a lot of people kind of associate with it now.
Yeah.
But, you don't always have to striptease. Sometimes it is just, coming up with some crazy characters. I mean, I do like to add a little striptease to mine just because I enjoy doing it. But why not?
It's great. It's great. I saw a few videos of you doing the magic, and the magic. How long have you been doing magic?
So funny enough, and this kind of comes back to my stand-up comedy days. I, on the circuit, met a guy named Kyle Wallace. I'm sure you know
Yes,
Kyle.
yeah, I know him. Yeah.
And he does stand-up comedy, but he also is a magician. So him and we ended up chatting. I was like, oh, I'm going to do this burlesque course. And I thought I was going to combine it with, oh my gosh, with poi, because I do a bit of fire dancing. So I thought I was going to combine burlesque and fire dancing, which sometimes I do some stuff with like LED poi. It's just because it's quite difficult to do a lot of fire dancing indoor at venues.
Yeah, I was thinking about health and safety, especially how obsessed they are with health and safety here in the UK. I mean, maybe in Italy you can get away with it.
Italy, no problem.
But here in the UK, I don't think so much. No.
Here in the UK and in the States, it's like, no. So I was having a chat with him, and he's like, Lauren, maybe instead of combining those two, which I do, and I'll do LED stuff, but like I said, so the fire element, it's just your gigs are very, few and, far and few in between kind of thing. So he was like, why not maybe combine it with magic? Because it's like the perfect art of distraction, like the striptease and the magic. So he's been my mentor for the past 6 years, which I am, oh my gosh, Kyle, he's been amazing. It's been great because it really helps you just move forward that bit quicker. He's done it over 30 years. So
yeah,
his wealth of knowledge is just like, it's amazing. And I'm so grateful to have someone to share this with, because as I'm sure a lot of you know, it's not like magicians can be, you don't just try things out on everyone, until you perfect it. So it is nice to have someone to bounce ideas off of. And he's really, really helped me, I think, move my career on a lot quicker than if I was just doing it on my own, trying to figure everything out.
Nice. And you know that I started a new comedy night, I started in September 2019, and I managed to do a couple of shows in 2020, and then obviously
Lucky you. Yeah.
bye. And it's called the Puma Wild, where I have characters, all the bonkers act that I can get, I put them on. Well, whenever I can manage to, whenever we can do live again, it would be nice to have you
I
on
would
the
love
show
to.
with your.
Because I remember doing, because you ran a wonderful Italian comedy night.
Yes,
years
I still
ago.
do. Yeah.
And yeah, which everyone check it out because it's great. And it's always a wonderful crowd and just like a fun night.
And
So
we're gonna start doing it in Italian. We did a trial the other day and went really well, and we're gonna do it again. We're gonna start full on every week, every Saturday in Italian for now, but then we're gonna start in English as well on Zoom. So if you want to watch us, you just need to check it out on our page, and yeah, and we're gonna do some stand-up live Zoom, and yeah, it's a great experience. I don't know for you. It's the same. I know that the vibe of the live show is completely different, but I'm enjoying this time being at home. I can, with one click, I can go from one gig to another.
yeah.
It feels like Star Trek, you know? Beat me up, Scotty.
Totally. I mean, there's one night, I had like 2 gigs in one night, which like normally, I mean, you're never able to just like be like, boop, boop,
Yeah. I think, well, I'm trying to look at the bright side of all this.
Well, that's it. And I think we have to because, of course, I don't want to, of course, alarm anyone, but I think it might be a little bit until we're doing live gigs again, because we want to protect ourselves and also anyone who's a vulnerable person. We don't want this spreading, of course.
Yeah.
So I think it is one of those things. It's being able to adapt with the times. I think there's some people that they're like, no, I will only do live shows. And I'm like, well, okay, fair enough. But I do think it is important to realize, hey, I think the most important thing is to be able to provide entertainment for people during this time, because everyone's stressed, people are at home. And if we could provide that, that little bit of escapism, I think it's a wonderful thing, comedy, cabaret, spoken word. I mean, whatever, but just, maybe, and something a little different than Netflix, because there is something nice about still having this kind of interaction.
Yeah.
With Zoom, you're still able to see some of the audience members. And I think we don't want to lose that. Because,
it's so nice to still hear the clap and the laughter is what gives you the push to go, to carry on, and it gives you the energy. Otherwise, like performing in front of a wall otherwise.
Yeah, totally.
Which I do when I rehearse my set, and for the wall, my set is always brilliant.
Well, I mean, hey, when I'm doing my striptease against the wall, I mean, standing ovations.
Yeah.
The wall thinks I look beautiful and sexy.
Yeah, but let's show a clip of you. We're gonna show a clip of you, and meanwhile, I thank you very much for the interview, for being on the show, and it was really nice to see you.
Well, thank you for having me. It's always a joy. It's always wonderful to see you. I love everything you do, and thank you so much.
Thank you, and take care, and I hope to see you soon live.
Yes, live. I want a hug.
Yes,
yeah.
The weird thing that I'm hearing, British people, how they are very, don't touch me, stay away. You know how many people are, I miss, the hugging and the kissing.
Yeah.
Are they okay? Are they feeling okay?
You're like, what's going on? Because you're like the kissing. I mean, now they're like taking it next level. They're like, the hug. We're kissing. If they start kissing, doing like the 2 cheeks or the 3, I'll be like, whoa.
Yeah. I think this coronavirus give them a little bit of a shake.
Side effects. You know what I mean? I guess
absolutely.
a few positives. I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you so much, and I hope to see you soon. And take care.
Also, thank you. And everyone out there, stay safe and stay sane.
Yeah. Bye bye. Thank you, Lauren. Bye
Bye.
bye. My second guest today is a very, very good friend of mine. She's a very good stand-up comedian. I love her to bits. Let's meet Mel Byron. Hello, Mel. Thank you so much for coming on the show. How are you doing?
Hi, Romina. I'm very well, thank you very much. And it's so nice to see you and hear your voice. It's been ages. So, yeah, this has been a great thing. Thank you for inviting me. It's nice to commune with you and also just to be talking about life and having some fun, and hopefully people enjoy this. So, yeah, I'm really pleased to be here. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure having you on the show. Yeah, this is a bit. It's the new normal in a way.
Exactly. And I think we should be experimenting and doing all kinds of new stuff like this. So I'm up for this.
Absolutely. It's great. It's great. And so how have you been coping with, with this lockdown, with the new technology that we had to learn new things and stuff? How are you coping?
To be honest, as a total technophobe, I thought, oh my God, but it's going to kill me. But actually, I've quite enjoyed lockdown because I quite like living in my own head a bit. So even though I like standing on stage and talking to people, the rest of the time I'm out living in my own head somewhere in a library or a home or somewhere. So I'm quite enjoying this, living in my own head. It's very strange. And yeah, I enjoyed it. I had a bit of a dip sort of in the middle where I just thought, oh, what am I doing? And then I just thought, well, I have to pull myself out of this now and have to do something. And it's strange for me because, like, for a lot of us who perform, like, all my sources of income just went, thank you and goodbye. Yeah, exactly. And so now I'm just kind of trying to be creative and keep my brain active because, as a menopausal lady, it's easy for the brain to get a little bit foggy. So I'm actually quite enjoying it. I'm quite enjoying it.
Yeah.
And I'd be happy for it to go on for another couple of months. I'd be good with that. Yeah.
I'm like you. I'm enjoying it, and I'm trying to get the most of it. I'm enjoying my garden. I'm enjoying doing some exercise. I'm doing these interviews.
Yeah.
It's shows online. I love it. I love it. And is there anything that you started doing that you never done before?
Oh my goodness. Yeah. I mean, well, exercise. I've seen you doing your dance videos, and I'm really, really impressed.
Yeah. Also the fall over, that was impressive.
Yeah. That's great. I just think what you're doing is great. Of course, the one thing that I've done more of than anything else during lockdown is eat. And that's probably why I want it to last another couple of months to see if I can lose the extra weight before I emerge into the real world. Thank God I'm sitting down. So I have been trying to do some exercise now. Now we're out. I've been doing exercise in the garden. God knows what the neighbours think of this menopausal, overweight woman lolloping around the garden of a morning. But hey, it's my garden and I can do what I like.
Indeed. What kind of exercise do you do?
It's a kind of, I do and sort of some high intensity stuff, combine it with a bit of Zumba, depending on how I feel and how how energetic I feel, which isn't. But the worst thing is, so I mean, our house is next to a block of flats, which means that everybody on the side of the block of flats
can see
look down into my garden, and so like loads of people can watch. But you know what? I just think these are different times. Just do it.
Yeah, and you can take, you can do the class for them. They can follow you.
Yeah, exactly.
Could be a new job.
Exactly. But you see, the 4 or 5 Easter eggs I ate over the Easter period have made that exercise a little bit tougher than it was at the beginning, and it should have got easier. Hey ho. And then the other thing that I'm really rubbish at is anything technical. I am so bad at technical. By coincidence, I just learnt about Zoom a few weeks before lockdown. So I'm like, okay, I'm good with the Zoom, guys. But every other things, oh my goodness. In fact, just before you, and why we had to change our time, I had a session with a social media guru, because I've created an online course, and that was a that was a strain, and now I've got to learn how to do Facebook ads and things. And when you're so stressed, you can't cry, but you're crying behind the back of your eyes. When the tears are, that's what social media advertising does to me. I'm crying at the back of my eyes. You can't see the water coming out, but honestly, I'm bawling my eyes out in my head. You see, I live all in my head. And so that's been stressful, but I'm determined I'm going to learn. I've had some help. I've had a fantastic friend help me do my website and stuff. But honestly, I've had to learn. I put together an online course. Hello, plug. And
that's the platform to do it.
It's this whole platform called Teachable, where you can upload your content. And then it lives on that platform, and then you have to promote it and try and get people to come to your Teachable school and pay money to listen to you. I've had to make videos of myself, and I've
what do you teach? How to
my first course is how to be a persuasive speaker and storyteller. And so like public speaking and stuff broadly.
How
to be confident at speaking and stuff, she says. She said she's more worried about her hair than anything else. So that's been my course, and I put it all up there, I put all the content up all by my little self. Everything else I had to have a bit of help with, but I'm very proud of myself. And so now, because I can't go out and teach, because that's what I was doing. I can't meet real people, and annoyingly, and I understand why this is, the 2 places where I was kind of starting to get some real traction with this, because I'm still, I'd started the business quite recently, was in a prison. I'd done some work in a prison. But I can't go to prisons now because they're locked down completely. And care homes, I'd started to get some interest there.
But for the staff or the prisoners?
It was prisoners. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Fascinating. One of the most fascinating things I've ever done.
You are the new Johnny Cash.
Yeah. Mel Byron plays Pentonville, and no, it was great. It was really good fun. These guys, they're up for learning. It was great, and it was genuinely quite humbling. You know what I mean?
Wow, yeah.
Yeah. And I was so looking forward to going and doing some more stuff with them. And then that was it. We got locked down. So, but hopefully this online course will take me out to other people. And it's important to keep creating, isn't it? And I've got some more ideas. So.
Absolutely. But to the prisoners, can they give them like a tablet or something?
No, sadly, that's why we have to go in person.
In person,
it's a shame, really.
But you can do it in the care home.
Well, except it's to the staff, and of course they're all quite busy at the moment.
Okay.
So hopefully at some point, we'll.
Because I know that they were raising money to buy tablets for patients and stuff to get in touch with with the family.
That's what they used Captain Tom's money for, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think it's brilliant. I mean, could you imagine if we had this lockdown? I was thinking about this
in the 80s.
In 1980, when I was at secondary school, honestly, I'd have been thumping the walls, crying and begging to go back to school because there was just no way, to be sort of cramped up in the house with and family. Sorry, I know we're going to go down the mother road again, aren't we?
Okay.
I would have gone absolutely bonkers.
Yeah.
But now I can talk to you and you're on the other side of London.
Yeah.
I've done more webinars. I've learned. That's the other thing I've done. I've got a whole notebook full of things I've learned from webinars and all kinds of things. Learning about, it's in a way I've really enjoyed the opportunity to learn new things and hopefully to find a way to deliver what I do in a different way.
Yeah.
Stand up.
We are learning new skills, and that is great.
It's fantastic.
Yeah. I mean, to do this thing here, you have no idea how many tutorials on YouTube I watched. Because I am the worst person in techie stuff. But thanks God, Darren, my partner, for those who don't know him, he's my techie guy.
He's brilliant. You're so lucky to have him.
Yeah. So every time something doesn't work, I panic. Oh my God, this is not working. He comes up, chill out. And he solves the problem. Oh, thanks God.
My husband's even worse than me. So, I teach him stuff. Last week, he was asking me about Excel. I know nothing about Excel. Turns out, compared to him,
you are a genius.
And that gave me I felt quite puffed up there. I go, just press this. So,
yeah.
And that's not like me at all. So it made me feel quite good. But it's been a really great learning opportunity.
Absolutely.
I just want to go out and share my learnings with the world.
So now your course, when are they already available?
Yeah, it's readily available. It's on my website, melbyron.com. And there's a little tab for online courses and it's there. So, and I think it's pretty good, but then I would. And well, if I don't think it's good, I shouldn't have put it out there, should I?
Yeah, absolutely. But it's still something that is out there that people can use, and learn something. It's good to share our knowledge and help others.
I think so. That's what I want to do it for, to help others. That's why I like doing comedy. I mean, I kind of miss that aspect of it. I miss people coming, like people come up to you at the end and go, oh, thanks very much. I really enjoyed that. Mm-hmm. That's nice because it gives you an ego boost. But more than that, I think, oh, good. They got something out of it. So that gives me the ego boost, which do you know what I mean? It's like, oh, good. I made somebody's day. And,
it's what gives us the, that push to carry on and say, okay, I'm doing something right here. I carry on. Then we have the bad gigs. I said, why am I doing this?
Exactly.
Remind me again.
Exactly. But it's really interesting because the very last gig I did before this all went belly up, and I knew it was going to be the last gig, was a preview of my upcoming show, which was supposed to have been at the Brighton Fringe this weekend.
Yeah, just saying.
Exactly.
But didn't they do something? They wanted to do something online, or it just cancelled?
I don't know, because they'd said that the Brighton Fringe would be moved to September, October, and I said, yes, I'm happy to do that. Now it's all gone a bit quiet. To be honest, I don't know about you, in my heart, I don't think we'll be doing any festivals this year at all.
No, I think everything, if something starts, will be from January onwards.
That's what I think. And maybe that's the right thing, if we all think like that.
Because in the end of the day, even if pubs open, they won't be allowed to have a congregation of people going to watch a show. I doubt it. They need to keep the distance. So they will allow a few people in at the time just to get the drink. But that's about it.
Exactly. I mean, those of us who've done the Edinburgh Fringe, having 3 people in a room, well, you know.
Great.
We're used to that.
Sold out.
What, 3 whole people? I do realise that for pubs that's not really a sustainable business model, or for comedy promoters.
No, that is not.
But no, I agree. And to be honest, I don't want to really go to a show and be in close proximity. My room in Brighton, you've been in that room in the Welly.
Yes.
It's 25 people, but there's like, you know.
Yeah, one on top of each other.
Exactly. Imagine one person in that room coughs.
Wow.
Everybody would be trampled in the rush for the door.
Yeah.
And jumping out the window. So I'm quite happy that, you know, we'll probably not do anything till next year. I'm good with that. But it was really weird because the reason I mentioned my last show was because I was previewing it, and I mentioned to you not to copy your idea, but there's a whole bit in it about my mother, and talk about tapping into the audience. At the end of it, all the women in the audience started sharing their mother's stories. It was one of the most powerful things I've ever seen. It was a tiny room, so maybe there were 15, 20 people in it. Yeah. And then somebody said, and then my mother said, made me do this. And then somebody else said, oh, and then my mother, one woman talked about how when she'd done some a half marathon or something, or a 5K, and she showed her mother the photo, and her mother's response was, yellow, not your colour, is it, dear? And this is like, oh my God. And I really felt like, wow, we've really just opened up something.
Yeah, that happened to me too. At the end of the show, the one I was doing, It's All My Mother's Fault, many people came up to me and they said, you know, my mom used to do this to me and this and that. Yeah, they really open up and they feel, we are all in the same boat in the end.
Exactly. And I think there's probably also a generation of us. You're a little bit younger than me, thank God, and for you. And, you know, I think there is a generation of us, and particularly those of us who grew up with, dare I say it, Catholic mothers. And somebody once said, I heard a comedian once say a joke, something like, Irish Catholics are like Italian Catholics, but with less fun, or something like that.
Yeah, it sounds familiar, that joke. I can't remember who says that joke.
And I think that's true. So Irish Catholic family or Italian Catholic, and you know, those mothers, they come from the same place. So I kind of felt like I tapped into this amazing thing and then had to walk away from it. So I'm hoping I can pick that up. The show isn't supposed to be about my mother. She's just one part of it.
Yeah.
Clearly the bit that's resonating.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, you know.
So that is your project, to carry on with your show whenever is possible.
Yeah. Right. We're supposed to be doing a Fringe July. Morecambe Fringe is going online. So I've got to find a way to do the show online. So that will be interesting. And then we'll see if it works online. I might.
We'll see. We'll see. Right, Mel, it was so nice chatting to you. Let's tell the audience to check your website, Mel Byron, for courses and shows online.
I'm on Twitter at the Mel Byron.
Nice. You came prepared. Well done.
Yeah, that's my idea of high tech. So you can find me on the Twitter at the Mel Byron, and that has details of and melbyron.com. And just send me a message.
Yeah, fantastic.
Tell me about your mother.
Yeah, yeah. Give me some more ideas for my show.
Yeah, exactly. And then I'll share them with you.
Anyway, thank you so much, Mel. It was a pleasure seeing you. And take care. And good luck with your courses. And I hope to see you soon.
Yeah, see you soon. Take care.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. My last act for today is a very good musical act. He plays some very brilliant and funny songs. Let's meet John Long. Hello, John. Welcome. Thank you for coming on the Puma in the Cage.
Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure having you. It's been a long time that I've seen you. Such a long time. I think everyone, I haven't seen everyone in such a long time now. How have you been?
Okay. Yeah. Trying to stay busy. How are you? You enjoying lockdown? Well, enjoying lockdown. What a silly thing to ask. How are you? You coping?
To be honest with you, I'm quite enjoying it.
Are you? Some people are, chance to recoup and get through some stuff.
You know what? I've been way more busy than normal because because I'm doing all these online things that I've never done, and it's great. I just love it.
See, you're one of these entrepreneurial people who, when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. I just sit there with my lemons bitterly going, is this all I get? The difference between us. It's attitude, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm trying to squeeze it as much as I can. Yeah,
squeeze them lemons.
Yeah. And you, how have you been busy? How are you coping in this
trying to stay as busy as I can, doing a couple online gigs and trying to come up with a few things and write things.
How are you finding these online gigs?
I'm at first really hard. I'm getting a bit more used to them. I like it when the Zoom ones, when you can see a few people and you can have a bit of crowd work with them. You can sort of comment on their decor in their lounge and stuff and rib them for their choices of artwork and stuff. And it's quite fun and interactive. That's good.
Yeah.
You're getting used to. It's not quite the same, is it?
No, I did a couple actually. I did one in English and one my own gig in Italian on Zoom. And I don't know if I've been lucky, but I loved it. Probably because I'm so much into this thing now that I don't mind. I love it. I find it quite interesting.
It's just different, isn't it? It's just getting used to the different dynamics of it. But it is. You can still, as long as you make it interactive, I think it's good.
Indeed. And also, being on Zoom, you can hear when people laugh. So that gives you also the rhythm and the timing.
It's really good that, although I don't like that little second delay, the time delay, where you tell a joke and you think, oh God, well, let's see if there's a little extra time to wait. Yeah. It might never come. Also, I do a couple sing-alongs, and I don't know if you tried to organise a sing-along where everyone's at slightly different time delays.
That must be difficult.
I had to cut out all sing-alongs and clap-alongs for the foreseeable future. One of the many casualties to COVID.
And is there anything that you started doing now in this lockdown that you never done before, or something that you rediscovered because now you have more time?
Yeah, I used to. People always said, "Oh, have you ever recorded your songs?" And I never did because I just never got around to it. And I used to do that a lot when I was a kid, in my bedroom. And now, while I was here, I was thinking, well, I've got no excuses now, really. So it's been a chance to kind of record a few of them for posterity, so that they're online somewhere. So I've been doing that. So now I've got a Bandcamp page and I've put a few songs on there.
Yeah, I saw on your Facebook page you posted some songs. So
which is I haven't done in ages, and it was quite fun to do. I felt like I was a teenager again in my bedroom working on my little rubbish album.
Are you like the new Justin Bieber? Didn't he become famous singing
on YouTube, didn't he?
Yeah, something like that.
There, that'll be me. Yeah, I'm a bit over the hill. I think I'm twice as old as he was when he started, but that's
never too late, John. Never too late.
Never too late. Sort of millennial Justin Bieber.
Yeah. So is that one of your new projects? Are you gonna do songs? Are you gonna record them and let them out on iTunes or something?
Yeah, because you can't. If you write a song, the funnest bit, especially with a comedy song, if you're trying to work out do the jokes work or not, the funnest bit is going out and then trying it. So at this point, I've written one and going, oh, I don't know what to do now. So this is quite a nice way of putting it out, and then you get a vague sense of reaction.
Yeah.
Just keep ticking over as well, gives you something to do.
Absolutely, absolutely. And were you working on a show? Were you planning to go to Edinburgh?
Do you know, I was, and then now it's kind of up. Obviously, Edinburgh's cancelled, as you know, and so looking into next year. And I'm thinking, I was doing the second in a series of shows about climate change, which is all my day job was about as well. And but then I'm thinking now that it was quite sort of serious, which the world seemed quite flippant back then. So doing quite a serious show seemed like, come on, guys, got to take it seriously. But now the world is so serious. I think I might just write an hour of ridiculous fun,
something like
to do with politics. Yeah,
absolutely. I know the feeling. Like you know, I wasn't planning to go to Edinburgh, but I was working on a show in 2 languages because I had a gig in Italy. It was supposed to be now in June, but obviously, ciao. So I was working on this show in the 2 different languages. But you know my style. I'm always quite dark and you know, and serious. And this year, the show that I was working on was the silly Billy that I actually am. So it was very mainstream. You know, after 3 shows of disability, mental health, and political correctness, and all. Everything quite heavy. This year I said, you know what? I'm just going to be some sort of Michael McIntyre, very observational, silly jokes where everyone can see themselves. And actually, it was quite hard at the beginning. I don't know if that is for you too. When you are used to a certain style, let's say, and then you change style. I found it a little bit hard at the beginning to get my head around to write jokes in that kind of style. Did you 100%. Find that?
I do, yeah. You get stuck in your pattern. You get used to your process and what you come up with. So you start off with the silly. I'm sure you were going right, silly ideas, but then eventually they go, yeah. But then of course, if you're disabled and you don't even recognize, you go down your avenues of thought. Yeah.
I was writing like a routine that was very silly. And then all of a sudden I was turning into very dark.
A message in there.
So when I was in this gig, I said to the audience, guys, if it's dark, if you think it's dark, just shout out dark. So I was sitting there routine and I was like, dark, dark.
Yeah. That's good to have. Instant feedback.
Yeah, absolutely. It was great. It was great.
I do that sometimes. I talk too quickly. So I sometimes get someone in the audience to be the person who puts their hand up if they stop being able to understand me.
Slow down.
Yeah.
Slow down. Okay, John, that was great. So do you want to sing us a song, one of your songs that you've written?
Sure. Yeah, I'd love to. I'll do one from the EP I just put out.
What's it called? What is it called?
Flexitarian. It's about how hard it is to try and not eat meat and how easy. I think flexitarian's better than vegetarian because, people like me who are weak-willed, if you're trying to be vegetarian and then like you mess up and have a bacon sandwich relapse, you just give up entirely, don't you? And go, oh, it can't be done. Whereas flexitarian means you're just trying to reduce. So if you mess up, it's less harsh on yourself. Don't be so hard on yourself. So that's what the song is.
Nice. Right. Take it away.
Thank you, Romina. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
Okay. I met a very strict vegetarian. He told me he won't even eat Parmesan. He said in the process they use animal fat, but I'll still eat it even though I know that because I'm a flexitarian, yeah, not a vegetarian. Subtle differences. Some people won't even eat Haribo, cause there's gelatin in sweets like that, I know. I still will, I know it's weird, that is true. But so is not eating horses and using glue, and we still all do that anyway. So, let's all take a look in a mirror before we start judging other people, yeah? I know what you're all thinking, by the way. Do we still turn horse into glue? I had that thought as well. I Googled it. Relax. We don't, as it turns out. But what's terrible is my instant reaction to that was, aw, and that's the wrong reaction to that. To rewrite my second verse now. Horrible human being. But there you go. I'm a flexitarian, and don't you dare judge or say it's simply not enough. I think it's just good to cut back where I can, and it's not much. It's just a little Haribo, some Parmesan, Christmas goose fat, potatoes, and a tiny bit of ham, but that's it. It's still way less than before. Okay, that one time I had brisket in the restaurant when they got my order wrong, and I wanted to complain, but I'm British, so it came out as, oh, that was delicious. Thank you so much. You have a tip. I hate myself, apparently. Another time I wanted Chinese takeaway. I ordered fake crispy duck, but they misheard me over the phone and delivered 8 crispy duck. But I still paid for it, ate 2, and then cried, and now I can't look at ducks anymore. So it's like they all know what I've done and judge me with their duck eyes. But hey, I still don't eat fish, so at least I'm not a pescatarian. Usually I get people to shout out there.
Pescatarian.
Pescatarian. And I'm not making fun of pescatarians either, because I know that's easy and that's cheap, isn't it? You know, I'm not making fun of anyone. That's my new rule, to not be judged and not judge other people, because it's too easy. We're all hypocrites, you know. Like the guy at the beginning of the song making me feel bad about eating Parmesan. Fuck that guy. That's my new rule. I don't know if I'm on this podcast, sorry. But I just, you know, I could have judged him right back. You know, what I didn't tell you about him, he was a white guy with dreadlocks. Yes. So, you all know the saying, people in glass houses shouldn't get dreadlocks if they're white. That's the saying we all grab around. I'm sorry, just because you smoke weed, it doesn't make you a Rastafarian. That's cultural appropriation. Thank you. Thank you for having me, Romina.
Thank you so much, John. Thank you for coming on the Puma in the Cage. It's been lovely to see you.
Oh, I've loved being here. Thank you for having me.
And good luck with your songs.
Good luck with your show, and I'll see you on the other side.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye-bye. And that was it for today. Oh, I hope you enjoyed the program today. We had 3 amazing guests. We had Lauren Karl, Mel Byron, and John Long. We'll be back next week, as usual, at 7 o'clock here, live streaming on Facebook. I've been Romina Puma. Enjoy the rest of the week, and see you next time. Bye.